The new line from MAGA is that they will not even acknowledge that Russia started the war, that Russia is the aggressor, that Russia invaded. This is all happening in a context where MAGA is increasingly deferential to Vladimir Putin. This is happening in a world where it seems as though the Trump administration is going to give Vladimir Putin everything he wants, new territory that he took by force, keeping Ukraine out of NATO, on and on and on. And this is also happening in a world where we do not have a shared basis in fact from which we can have conversations about what's going on. Now, I will tell you in a moment why they are so dead set against simply acknowledging, yeah, Vladimir Putin invaded, Russia's the aggressor. I'll explain it in a moment. Here is Secretary of Defense, gag, Pete Hegseth, asked, can we just say Russia attacked? And he says, no, it's more complicated.
Zelensky should come to the table because this economic partnership is an important thing for the future of his country, and we hope that he will very soon.
But fair to say, Russia attacked unprovoked into Ukraine 3 years ago tomorrow.
Fair to say it's a very complicated situation.
He won't acknowledge it. He won't acknowledge it. Now, why won't he acknowledge it? Oh, because they're Russian tools. No, that's not what I mean. There is a deeper reason why they won't acknowledge it. And I will tell you in a moment. Here is Mike Waltz asked essentially the same question by Maria Bartiromo.
More territory. Can you acknowledge that Russia is the aggressor here?
Well, you know what? Who would you rather having go toe-to-toe with the likes of Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, Xi, or anyone else? Joe Biden or Donald Trump? He's the deal maker in chief. He's the commander in chief. And
not an answer. The question was not, who do you want negotiating? The question was, is Russia the aggressor? Here is Peter Doocy asking Mike Waltz the same question. Who's more responsible? Is it Putin or is it Zelensky? Simple question to answer for normal, honest people.
Who does he think is more responsible for the Russian invasion of Ukraine? Putin or Zelensky?
Well, look, his goal, Peter, is to bring this war to an end, period. And there has been ongoing fighting on both sides. It is world.
All right. I'm not even going to insult you with the rest of this. Fighting on both sides. The goal is, of course, to end the war, not an answer. And then finally, along these same lines, Kristen Welker asking Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, do you acknowledge that Putin is responsible for starting the war? You can still say he's responsible, but I like him, as Trump likes to say. Or he's responsible, but he's cool, right? Whatever. But they won't even acknowledge that.
Senator Mullen, do you acknowledge that Vladimir Putin is responsible for starting the war in Ukraine?
You know, I think what President Trump was meaning, not think, I know what he was meaning, is we gave Zelensky multiple warnings that there needed to be negotiations before the war even started. And President Trump is absolutely correct. If he was in office, this war would have never, ever taken.
Okay, so the real problem is Joe Biden, according to Mark Wayne Mullen. Why is it that they are so hesitant to just acknowledge Putin started the war, Russia started the war? It might be easy to say it's just because they love Putin, but they probably do, but it's more than that. They all know that implicit in answering, yes, Russia invaded, it would be that their approach to the negotiation and their approach to who has to give up what and who has to make concessions wouldn't make any sense. When they are asked, what is Russia going to give up in all of this? Because Ukraine's going to be asked to give up land, it seems. Ukraine's going to be told in part of ending this will be no NATO membership. Ukraine's going to be told the money is going to stop, which is really military equipment. What will Russia give up? And Russia doesn't really have to give up anything. They go, Russia has already given up. They've lost people. Yes, they've lost people because of a war they started. They all know implicitly that if you acknowledge Putin started the war, period, their entire approach to who needs to give up what doesn't make any sense. Now, you know the approach doesn't make any sense, and I know that, but they are trying to maintain some kind of plausible deniability with your average MAGA voter who seems sort of like, I don't know, I mean, everybody should get along. Let's everybody agree to end it. Let's divide up the territory that Russia already took illegally, right? So a lot of this is they all know if they acknowledge Putin's the aggressor, period, they now are in a position of having to defend the indefensible with regard to their approach. Simple question. Did Putin invade? They don't want to answer it. Well, I wrote a book after a long journey and a ton of work. I am really thrilled with how it turned out, and I hope you'll read it. The book is called The Echo Machine, and in a nutshell, it looks at how American politics got so broken, who has already figured out solutions, and how we can try to fix it and stop the terror of Trump for the next 4 years. With Trump winning this election, the Echo Machine couldn't be more relevant, not only a warning about how we got here, but also about what might be coming and how to prevent the worst outcomes. We've got to stay engaged. We need a plan, and that's what the book is about. There's a belief out there that unless you have corporate media behind you, you can't have a successful political book launch, that it's not possible. I think we can prove that wrong. Order The Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, anywhere that books, ebooks, and audiobooks are sold. You can also call any local bookstore and say, please order me The Echo Machine by David Pakman. Wherever you get the book, you'll get the free pre-order perks, including the signed book plate. Head to davidpakman.com/free book stuff after ordering.